And then let's see, I think there was one last question. Oh, somebody had asked about if there were any experiences in my life that had um, kind of echoed that same idea of shadows and how shadows in our lives either can help us or can drag us down. And I think everybody has shadows. I know I certainly do. And I know that they've wreaked some havoc in my adult life. Stupid, stupid choices from high school and college. I was overall a pretty good girl, but I did have my quiet moments of rebellion, and they do come back to haunt me every once in a while. But I think even though at times they have dragged me down, I think that they also have, they're also preparing me for the way I raise my girls. I'm going to raise my girls in a very different way from the way I was raised. And my parents are totally awesome people. They did a totally fantastic job with me, but they're not perfect. And I think there are some things that I'm definitely going to do differently in raising my girls. And it's my own shadows that are, you know, helping me make those decisions and make those changes, because I know I can see bits of my personality in them, and I can already see, ooh, she's gonna be this type of person. She's gonna be this type of person, and the part of me that is in each of them that is going to affect the changes or the decisions that they've made. I want my shadows to affect how I parent that part of them. So, you know, the shadows have done, you know, they've done a number on me mentally and emotionally and spiritually in some ways. But I think, you know, I think with everything in our lives, God can use it, you know, God can use it for good. God can use those things to minister to other people, to change the way that we interact with other people in a good way. It gives us empathy. It helps us to relate better to other people. We can, you know, you can say, I've been where you are. I've gone through the exact same thing. I know the guilt and the pain that you're struggling with. And then that allows us to then be able to minister to them. So anyway, I hope that those are all sufficient answers for all of your questions. I was really excited about the questions that you guys asked, and thank you very much for the ideas for the prequel and the postscript. I will definitely have to put those on my website at some point, so keep an eye out. Although I'll let you, I can tell you right now it's going to be a while before those get up with all the book stuff that I'm working on. Oh, I know, there was one last question. Somebody else had asked what else we've got coming in terms of my fiction and then also our children's books. I have another book coming out September 1st of this year. It's called Reinventing Rachel, and it takes a look at what happens when a girl who was raised as a Christian decides to leave the faith after experiencing a series of tragedies that she thinks God should have protected her from. And it looks at the choices that she makes after she leaves her relationship with God. And well, and I don't want to tell you too much more because I want you to read the book, but that comes out with David C. Cook September 1st. It's already available for pre-order. And then next year, I have The Heart of Memory coming out with Zondervan in April or May, and that's about a kind of a high-powered Christian woman who is a national speaker, writer. Think, I'm assuming you guys will have heard of like Beth Moore or Kay Arthur, kind of those, you know, Bible teachers, those women that minister to other women doing Bible studies and, you know, speaking and writing and all that kind of stuff. So the main character in The Heart of Memory is that type of a person. She's a speaker and a writer, and she finds herself becoming an atheist against her will. So that's next year, next spring. And then in September of next year, also with David C. Cook, I have Trouble Child, at least that's what it's currently called. I don't know if they'll keep the title or not, but I'm calling it Trouble Child, about a young pastor's wife who develops bipolar the first year of their marriage, and how her choices when she's in the throes of this disorder, this disease, affect her marriage and her husband's ministry. So, and there's some great story behind that story also. We'll have to do another interview when that one comes out. And I hope that you guys are able to get a hold of some of these other books and that you're able to read them for your book club. I would love to do another one of these. I hope that this has been fun for you guys to watch. Sorry, I have no clock in here, so I have absolutely no idea how long I've rambled at you. I hope that it's all coherent, and I hope that the answers are satisfactory to you. And again, Thank you so much. Oh, my children's books. I keep forgetting those. So, okay, so August 1st, which is in just like a couple of weeks, That's Where God Is. That's the first book that my husband and I wrote. That releases also with David C. Cook. And that book is about uh, sorry, my mind just totally blanked there. That's Where God Is looks at all the places where we can see God in the world. So how he's reflected in other people, how he's reflected in nature. And then we also have a second book that comes out next spring called That's When I Talk to God. And that's a book on prayer. And we kind of are considering this children's series. We kind of call it spiritual formation for the toddler set. So it's the idea of starting children early, or starting to teach them early about who God is and how he talks with us, how we can talk with him, how he reveals himself in nature and his creation. And it's really our desire to give parents tools that will help them to share their faith with their children and to instill their children with the Christian beliefs and with a strong sense of who God is and how God figures into their lives. So I hope that I don't know if any of you are married. I never even thought to ask Rel. I should have asked you what the demographic of your group is like. I don't know if any of you have kids or not, but if you do, I hope you'll check it out. And my husband and I will be launching our website for that actually in the next probably week or two. So you can keep an eye on my blog or my website. And my husband's been putting it together, and it's an awesome site. It's a lot of fun. So hopefully you guys will be able to get a hold of that book out in Australia as well. And again, I think I actually am officially done talking now. So again, thank you so much for your questions, for reading the books. I'm really looking forward to hopefully being able to talk to you again, and maybe even, I don't know, maybe we can do some Skype or some Google Chat sometime, and I can see you guys face to face. So that's it. God bless you. Thank you again for reading, and take care.